Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ask An Alaskan with Curmudgeon
and Pure
and the guy
Alaska.
over there.
Looking down the guy that's technology challenged here.
Sorry.
So we're trying to figure out, we're trying to split the stream so it goes out on both channels. So I was looking down at my channel to make sure it was going out on my channel as well. So
Right.
all of the subs. So
Right. So Rodney, you're more familiar with our guest tonight. So why don't you introduce him?
yes, tonight we have Devon, aka Glacier Shark. He is a resident of Yakitat, Alaska. He is a commercial fisherman. He has a one-man show. He runs his own boat. He does it all himself. Him and his family live, they live everything Alaska. As a matter of fact, he had to stop processing a deer that he just harvested to be a part of our podcast here. So we appreciate his time and coming in and answering questions and sharing sharing his knowledge and everything that he has as far as the life they live out there. I'm really excited to hear about it.
All right. Well, let's get him up here on stage. Hey, Devon.
How you guys doing?
All right. How are you, Devon?
Doing good.
I told everybody you had to take a break from processing deer because for our podcast. So that's just the Alaska way, man. It's always something going on. So we appreciate you. We know that time is special when you're processing and stuff like that. So we really do appreciate taking some time in with us and joining us and answering some questions and stuff.
So I'm going to kind of start off some of the questions real quick. Where exactly is Yakitat?
Yeah, Yakitat is southeast Alaska, so it's on the Panhandle. We're northwest of Juneau by about 250 miles. There's no road into Yakitat; it's just a jet. They have a marine highway. They call that the ferry. It comes once a year sometimes, and you can boat out of here if you got a big enough boat to go that far. Mountains on one side, water on the other side. That's it. Pretty remote.
Nice. And what size vessel do you fish off of?
We might have some Starlink glitches.
Yeah, he probably got a little bit of delay.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Devon?
It's fine.
Oh, there you are. What size is your vessel?
It's 32 foot. 32 foot.
Nice. Rodney, do you have any questions that were on your channel to start with?
No, I really didn't have any questions that came out on my channel. So
I do.
I was gonna well, go for it, man. Go for it.
All right. So a friend of ours, Ashley Anderson, asked, what is your favorite species to fish for and how far out do you have to go in the water?
So I mostly fish for king salmon. But I don't know. My favorite fish to fish for is probably right now wahoo is the latest one for sports fish.
Which one? The wahoo?
I just went on a trip. Wahoo. Yeah.
I'm familiar with wahoo.
At StreamYard's asking me. There we go. Ignore it.
Where did
so
you
I have Usenet, and it's not that great.
Where did you go for the wahoo, Devon?
Out of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Alejos Rocks.
Did you take your boat there, or how did you get there? Did you fish off another boat? How did all that work?
No, yeah, it was a big deal. We flew down flew to San Diego and then went on a big boat, 95-foot sports fisher. It's a long range sports fishing boat.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved it. It was a great vacation. Already booked next year.
I bet the weather was a little different than ours, but
it was like 8
I
degrees,
used to
no
fish
rain
for
the whole
Wahoo
time.
down
I was there
south.
for like, oh yeah, I caught one, first one finally.
Oh, nice.
But I guess really what you're getting at is like on my boat, I usually just, we're not allowed to go out of the bay for winter kings. So right now, and then in general, not more than 3 miles offshore. Typically, I might go out in the bay like 5 miles, but I'm within Yakitat Bay.
Oh, wow. So you
Awesome.
keep it pretty close to shore.
5 miles is a long way when it starts blowing 30 knots. I'll tell you what.
Oh, I know.
bet it is.
Sometimes
I'm
go
a
further.
former
But
sailor.
yeah, usually I'm.
Just so you know, Devin, Rob's got a lot of
that's about
experience.
it.
He's been on boats his whole life and stuff. So Rob's also got a lot of experience on boats as well. So he can probably understand what you're talking about.
Yep.
That's good.
I had another question on my channel from Susan. How have the big fishing companies affected your ability to fish and or sell?
So you mean like the big
Larger
big
boats.
fishing companies, like the big factory trawlers and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, there's larger boats within my particular industry. So there's like bigger trawlers, you know. They can close it. It all depends on the conditions. Like they catch a lot of the summer quota. We have a short summer king salmon season, and the bigger within my industry, the bigger boats will shut the season down before I can catch a lot of fish, depending on the weather. I don't know. It's always like, man, I hate that big boat. Even though I know it's not the Christian thing to say, but unless it was my big boat, you know, I'd like to have the big boat for myself. But
Right.
yeah, the bigger boats always catch more fish. And then
Right.
the big like the big trawlers and stuff, everybody's hollering about trawlers right now catching all the fish.
Yeah, I know up here there's a lot of chatter about the bycatch
I don't
and
know.
stuff like that.
I don't always they all trawled. I don't know why it's a big deal now, but everybody's wanting them shut down. I don't know if they will or not. There's a lot of controversy around that. You know, you got it's hard to say true. You know, you look at Google News and Google updates is like you might as well jump off a bridge, but the reality of it, I'm not sure.
I think the big deal with the big commercial trawlers is the bycatch. I think that's the big issue is just the tons and millions of tons of bycatch that these big trawlers, have every year. I think that's a big up here. I think that's a big part of what the controversy is. Am I wrong with that, Devin?
No, I mean, yeah, they've always been those guys down because we don't like them. It's like I'm next. You know, you think I don't have bycatch? Well, I do.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like we don't want to put anybody in business, but like it would be good to curtail some of the bycatch. I don't know, maybe put caps on it, so reasonable regulations. But I'm not for like shutting them down actually, because it's a slippery slope. It's like saying you got only gonna have a 5-round magazine in your rifle, and pretty soon it's like now Glocks are illegal, and then how about you could just have a single shot 20 gauge? Pretty soon it's like it's a slippery slope. Once you start making rules like that, it's pretty soon I won't be able to fish at all.
Right.
So
So John Hogan asked, what is the biggest challenge you face living in Alaska?
Oh, I don't know. It's nice. I like it. It rains every day where I am, it seems like. It's hard to stay cheerful when it rains every single day. Like 9 out of 10 days it's raining, it seems like. July and August is nice.
Yeah.
Those that don't know, the Southeast Alaska is more of a temporal rainforest. They get a lot of rain. It's like Seattle on steroids. Clinton asked, have they opened up crab fishing yet?
No, so I'm in Yakitat, and there used to be a big crab fishery here. It was a big deal. It was a big Dungeness crab fishery, and they closed it like right about the time I moved here, maybe 17 years ago. Well, when I first started coming here, there was Dungeness crab, huge industry in Yakitat area, and they shut it down because there's no crabs. And I've seen a lot. There was for a long time. There was like some bunches of little crabs here and there, and seems to be a bunch of big crab around now, but they're not. They're not trying to open it up for commercial fishing around where I am. Like, I don't know if you can see, but like the Panhandle, and then down you got Southeast where it's like the outside coast end around the inner channels and in the inside passage. There's a lot of crab fishing down there, and then northwest of me, they start crab fishing again. But like right in the Yakitat area right now, there's no crabbing. There's
Okay.
some crabs, but we're not allowed to crab for them.
Yeah, the numbers.
We can go Tanner crab fishing, but yeah, there used to be a really big Dungeness fishery, but not anymore.
Gotcha.
Nick asks, curious about buying land in Alaska. Easy, hard tips for buying for the first time buyers.
Yeah, well, around where I am, that's how I got my cabin. Is I just bought the property from the city. For like this was maybe 50, I don't know. I don't keep track of time. It's like rising so fast now. Like trying to watch it go by. But maybe 12 years ago, I bought this property as 0.53 acres for about $11,000. I bought it from the city and borough of Yakitat. Like, just went down and talked to the city manager and ended up cutting a check for it. But there was no sewer, there's no power, there's no amenities. They put power in. It just happened to come my way. I think I might have to pay $5,000 for them to wire me in, and I got a septic tank or whatever. And the water line was, I had to pay another 5,000 to put water in. The point is like, I don't know. Now they say the lot's worth like $30,000 just for the land. But yeah, I think a half acre runs about 35,000 right now in town with limited amenities. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of pricey, but it's not out of reach. One thing that you want to watch out for that I hear about that I don't fully understand this, but you got to be careful where you don't buy land in a situation where you could end up like they put power in and then you have to like everybody has to pay for it, and all of a sudden you're stuck with like a $50,000 bill for the power lines or something. So you got to look into it before you buy.
Right.
I'm not an expert.
See, like where we're what they consider remote, kind of like how your community is, but we're not a community. We're just us up here. And there's nothing. And land up here, you can get 5 acres starting around 10,000 here.
Yeah, it's definitely the land is more expensive on a lot of the, like in Yakitat and a lot of the, more remote areas. We bought almost 40 acres in the Point McKenzie area, and I think we ended up paying 26,000 for 40 acres. So it's definitely, it depends on where you're going in the state and what kind of land you're looking for. The land we bought has a 3-acre pond on it, but it's also got a lot of marshland and stuff like that. So you really have to investigate what you're buying. So if the land is a lot less expensive, generally there's probably a good portion of it that's not very usable. So
It's just in my room and I'm home.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but my Starlink just went bonkers on me.
We can still hear you good.
Rodney sounded like a chipmunk there for a minute.
That's my normal voice.
Right? Maple Ray asked the same question all the time, which is always a good one because everybody's different. What businesses does your community need the most?
Businesses, I'd say fish buyers. Give me more buyers. Restaurants would be nice. I don't know.
That makes a
We
lot
don't
of
need any
sense.
more
the
charter
size of your-
boats.
What is the size of your community down there?
Guys, Robin, what do they say? 600 people here? I don't believe them. In Yakitat,
Between
Or-
500 and 600.
they say between 500 and 600. I only ever see like 200 people. But there's a bunch of little kids and there's some old people too. But like you see the same 100 people every day. Grocery store, harbor, church. It's not 600 people. I don't see them, but apparently.
Might be 601 now. But you got married.
Yeah, right. It's a low number. It swells in the summer though. Was there 30,000 people came through last year? I heard. That's what somebody said on the jet.
Not me. I wasn't on the jet. I don't
Yeah, tourists. That's another reason the land's so expensive is because we have the Seatuck River swarming with steelhead and yeah, and the bay. You know, Yakitat Bay.
Are we back?
I can hear you, Rob.
Things are changing around now.
Is it my connection or is it all of ours or is it his?
Can you hear me okay, Rob?
Sorry about the interruption.
It's probably me.
Yeah,
I can hear Devin okay.
I can't hear Devin at all.
Can the chat hear Devin?
I see him now, but yeah, that was weird. He wasn't showing up on my side at all. I see him now.
Hogan says that looks way better.
I think it's gold.
I didn't realize it was going off my laptop and not off my Insta.
Okay.
Told her thank you for coming by.
Yeah, I'm buying more.
Alice
Cheers
says
up.
she can see and hear all of us. So
It might be my Starlink. Don't know.
and that's Devin brought up that point that's what happens in a lot of the remote communities during tourist seasons, that the population will just swell with seasonal workers, with tourists, with things like that. So during the summer tourist months, these communities will just see massive influxes of people. And then, when the tour season's over, they just go back down to their 600 residents or 300 or whatever their normal residents are. So that's a big part of their life too, is dealing with the massive influx of people every year during that season.
Yep. So Anna Long asked, being in a remote area, do you fly in supplies or live exclusively off the land and sea?
Yeah, there's two stores here. One of them's more like a convenience store, and the prices are just unbelievable. And the other one is grocery store, and the prices are like still unbelievable, but not as bad as the other one. They have a barge. There's a barge that comes here once a month, and then they fly some stuff like milk. They fly in. They sell us half gallons of milk for $8 for half a gallon. So we have both. I like to eat chicken and beef, so we buy chicken and beef, and then we also eat a lot of halibut and moose, and sometimes I get a deer. A lot of fish, king salmon, halibut. Sometimes I'll keep like a cod or pollock or something like that.
Al, thank you for that super chat, brother. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Rivers and recurves on there.
Marquette asked, what's on your wish list that you could get in Alaska that you don't get now?
Maine lobster. I love lobster.
Good man.
I was gonna say that's in Rob's.
Where are you originally from, Devon?
I'm from Virginia. Yeah, I moved here
Okay.
like I don't know, 17 years maybe. 17 years ago I started coming.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Northeast boy. I was born and raised in New Hampshire.
Where?
New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Looking for questions.
What else you guys got?
What is a
Make sure
gallon of
it's got
milk?
the
What is a
question-
gallon
that-
of milk right now, Devin?
Yeah, it's $8 for a half gallon. So what is that? 16 for a gallon.
$16 for a
Oh
gallon
yeah,
of milk.
it's Kate.
Yeah,
Pretty
You
good.
get you get done with your beaver.
Yep.
Nice.
We're about to do your school.
Oh yeah,
How much is fuel down there?
we got.
What?
Which kind?
Gas or
I could
diesel?
just tell you both. Gas is. What's gas right now? 680? 660? You remember? You just filled up, Holly. How much was gas?
I want to say 656.
656 for gas, and diesel's around 550.
So you
Marine
can
diesel
you can
bulk.
actually put more
I'm not
fuel
sure
in
about
your
the
boat
heating.
cheaper than you can put milk in your mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. I just pay it, Don't
Yeah.
worry about these things.
crazy.
At the end of the year, the more bank accounts. Okay.
Right.
I'm on the podcast. Where am I? I'm on the Pure Alaska, and where am I? I
Ask
don't
an
know.
Alaskan podcast.
We're on Ask An Alaskan Podcast.
You want the bottom jaw on your loose?
No, get rid of the bottom jaw of that thing.
You don't want it?
What? No, just the top.
Is Nanilchik a good place? The properties I'm interested in are all over Alaska.
Go ahead.
Nanilchik, I don't have a lot. I believe, isn't that down by Anchor Point, Rob? Nanilchik, I think is.
I think so. I'm not
I don't know.
familiar.
It's
The
that's
Nilchik.
that.
I've heard.
Yeah, Nanilchik's not a bad area. It's down by Anchor Point. You used to be able to get some decent prices for land in Homer, but so many people have retired down there now because it's more temperate and it's by the water. So prices in Homer, and they're starting to move more north towards Anchor Point, Nanilchik. A lot of those places, it's harder to find land now. That's decent land and stuff, but you can still find land in there. It's going to cost you a little more than it used to. But as far as the area, it's a lot of Russian Orthodox in that area. But I haven't heard any issues with anybody in that area.
Oh, the Russians. I heard the Russians are a problem on the gillnet scene at the Copper River, and maybe I heard in the Copper River they're like real. It's like a gang of Russians that aren't real nice.
Yeah, I think you almost get
I
that
don't know.
anywhere
That's
you
what I
go.
heard.
There's people that we went and dip netted the Copper River and had a great experience this year. Met a lot of people and stuff, and it was first time we'd been there. We did really well, and our daughter and her boyfriend go there every year, and they have a good time. But I think there's going to be bad actors no matter where you go, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a definite. Well, I think Mountain Mariner Ed just explained to us why we're having such a problem. We got the sun's having farts. It's affecting the satellites with the solar flares.
Okay, Ed, I've said that for years that the sun farts and everyone laughs at me. So I'm glad there's another Alaskan who agrees with me, who's as knowledgeable as I am about sun farts, Ed. So I salute you, sir. Thank you very much. So
It was pretty good tea.
that's my lady,
Stress-free
Alice
rose and
Adams,
mint.
right there. She's my number one moderator on my channel. So says,
Yep.
don't forget to tap that like button on your way in or out. She's awesome. She's an awesome person. She really is.
I'm just scrolling through trying to find any questions that might be in here.
Yep. Hey, Al, Rivers and Recurves from Pure Alaska. Thank you, brother. Thank you guys for coming in. I saw Shore in here as well. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting.
Anna says, time for a milk cow.
Yeah, no doubt, Anna. Really.
Yeah. We had somebody tried to do goats to get milk from the goats, and they got attacked by the bears. Came and got them one at a time, like
Yeah.
over the period of a couple years. They got goats right
That's
out of town.
unfortunately
Right. I mean, there's
that's
there's bears.
that's an unfortunate part about remote Alaska, even like where Rob lives, a very bear dense area. Any livestock you
Yeah.
have is going to be, you're going to have to be on guard 24/7 because there's just going to be bears. Once they know they're there, they're not going to stop trying until they get it.
Yep. That is very true. What kind of deer do you guys have down your way? Is it Sitka or is it the blacktail?
Yeah, Sitka, blacktail, same thing.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they're the same. And
Yeah, they
Paula
got
and
a different
Jason,
kind of blacktail down in Oregon. And different. Those are like a Cambrian blacktail or something, but I'm not really the
Yeah.
expert. I just know that these are Sitka blacktail deer.
oh, nice. Okay. Paula and Jason ask, do you have a garden?
Yeah, roses. I got them in my house here. See, I got this. I got a big light, and I got indoor rose garden. Took up that
Nice.
hobby a few years ago. The
No
cannery workers
vegetables,
gave me a
potatoes.
tomato plant. And no, I got the guy at the cannery was like growing a tomato plant at the dock, and he it was dying, and it had one tomato on it, and I said, give me that thing, and I put it in my house here, and it's sort of like half alive, and the one tomato that was on it's getting bigger. So
Hey, man, that's
and a
progress.
sweet potato. There's a sweet potato. Look at this. He gave me a sweet potato in a coffee can. I've never seen anything like that. And it's taken off. Look at that. It's got this big old.
That's awesome. It's like my potato towers.
So, yeah, I guess I put it in a bigger pot, so like maybe it'll grow some potatoes. I don't know. I like plants, so it's good to have some plants around, even if it doesn't
Absolutely.
have any potatoes, whatever. Cool.
Everybody's carrying on about the sun farts.
Yeah, there's a big sun fart discussion going on. So,
MD wants to know your thoughts about global warming and how it's affecting you or your area.
Yeah. I don't know. As long as there's king salmon, I'll be good to go. The ice, yeah, I don't know. If the ice goes back far enough, maybe there'll be more room for fish to spawn and stuff. The tuna, I know there was some tuna in Sitka.
Cable connection status. 2. Press the input on your
Sorry
remote to
about
change
that.
to another input.
That's okay. Was Siri talking to him there? Alexa?
No, it's my TV. I bumped the wire, and when I bump the wire, it decides it wants to change the channel on the TV.
Wilson.
change it from ABC Rob to whatever it wants.
Right.
Yeah, that whole climate change thing's interesting because you got the different fish coming north, and like I said about Google News, man, whatever it is that you're into, Google will try and rain on your parade so that they get you to watch it. It's just like the worst possible scenarios magnified by 10. They'll pontificate
Right.
on it. I don't
Yeah.
think necessarily that bad of a thing. If we get tuna and Sitka, it's fine with me. And down there in California, where I've started sports fishing, now it's like a tuna bonanza. There's tuna all over the place. It's like the new Cabo is San Diego. And
Yep.
what else?
And it used to not be
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
way.
I've seen it though. Like I've seen it. When I first came to Alaska 17 years ago, I was working at Icy Bay, and there's a glacier at the back of the bay that went all the way down to the water. And like while I was working there for 10 years, it went up the mountain
Well said.
a mile or something crazy, and now it's like way up the mountain.
Really?
Yeah, that's the
No.
Tyndall Glacier, I think, at Icy Bay.
Outdoor for sure. Thank you for that super chat, sir. Appreciate that.
Nope.
I'm not too worried about it. It is a thing, it's a thing with the warm water. They say that's why the fish stocks are crashing and all this stuff. I always said that, since they have trolling in California and they got king salmon trollers in California, we are way far away from it's never going to be warmer than California in Southeast Alaska. So,
Right.
just roll with the punches, right?
Yep.
Anna's got a lot of good questions. Say money isn't an issue. Could you fortify your land against bears and other predators? That's a great question.
Yeah. I had ducks. I like to keep poultry sometimes. I don't have any right now. But I had a bunch of ducks, and the dang blasted bear came in here and ate my ducks. It was like I might have paid $500 or $600 a duck to get them raised up with the food costs and everything. And then the bear came and ate them all. So I got a big electric fence with a powerful charger, like shocking
Yeah, you get a
myself. The
good height
dog's
to
getting
it.
shocked. I don't know.
Lay down.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could
sorry,
definitely.
that was Shive, not Shore, for the super chat. Sorry, guys, I get you guys mixed up all the time. I appreciate that. We also had Marquette just also sent 5 memberships to Curmudgeon in Alaska. Thank you, Marquette. That was awful nice of you. Thank you so much.
Sugar balance, huh?
Thank you, Alice. I
Got your
appreciate
sugar
that.
balance.
Huh. It's an issue with my camera.
That.
It switched on me again.
You still look devilishly
Oh.
handsome, Rob. Don't worry.
I got. You
Now
guys.
I turned the heat on in the studio today, and it got a little bit too warm, so I think it overheated my camera a little bit.
Oh, gotcha. Give a shout out to Tomcat Josh, member for 4 months in the fan zone. Awesome. Thank you,
Hey,
Tomcat
Tomcat.
Josh.
And make sure you guys, while you're in those live, if you see the channels pop up, go check them out, subscribe. And for Rodney and Devon, if you're on my channel, go over and make sure you give them a thumbs up on their live on their channel as well. Actually, if you would, could you drop the links to each of their lives so we can get people to go back and forth and say hi on their channels respectively.
See, Hogan, you're famous now. Even Marquette saying, shut up, Hogan.
Right? Scott from Our American Adventure Alaska asked, do you get earthquakes?
Yeah, but there hadn't been a big one in a long time. When I was staying at that lodge when I first came to Alaska, one night I was there all winter myself, and I was in bed and I was sleeping, and there'd been a big bear around the camp, and the cabin started shaking, and I thought I was dreaming. I'm like, I must be dreaming. The bear's shaking the cabin. Then stuff started falling off the shelves, and I woke up, and I'm like, that sucker's. I don't know. I just had in my mind that it was pushing on the cabin, so I got the gun loaded up, and I went outside, and I'm like, let's go. And there was no bear, so I'm like, man. I went back in and went to sleep, and the next day I found out there was a huge earthquake right there. It was a big one. So it had the whole place was shaking. But that's the only time I had a couple of times where it was an earthquake and things moved around a little bit, but that one was big.
Was that the 2018, the 7+
Yeah.
on 2018?
It's kind of funny because Sarah and I's second night here in Alaska, when we were coming up looking for property, we were at the same kind of situation. We're in a little Airbnb, which is a little shed about the size of the building I'm in right now. And it was about 10 o'clock at night, and it just started shaking, rattling, rolling. I'm slamming aside the building saying, go away, bear, go away. When it didn't go away, I get up and looked out the window, and I looked at Sarah and said, God dang it, it's an earthquake. Go back to bed. We always laugh about that one.
Oh, my goodness.
And she's probably over in the house watching us, laughing at us.
Marquette, thank you so much for becoming a member yesterday. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Anna.
Alice always has my back. Thank you so much, Alice. I appreciate it. My beautiful wife should be in the chat somewhere, I think. I don't know if she's just lurking or what. So
Ed says lots of big earthquakes off the coast of Japan today.
Oh, really?
Part of the Ring of Fire, which we
Saw
are
that.
sitting on top of as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get the warnings.
Mm.
Yep, and Ed just said that about the Ring of Fire too. If you have
Yeah.
questions, make sure you give us a thumbs up and let us know so we can make sure we get you guys answered.
Tsunami warnings issued too. Okay.
Hopefully we don't get one here. I've had to take my boat out numerous times. I've had taken my boat out. It's always at 2 a.m, you know.
Of
Tsunami
course.
warning, evacuate, you know.
What do you mean you gotta
Of
take
course.
Right.
Yeah, I don't living on my harbor. I used to live on my boat, or if I'm fishing at the time, it's like, yeah, you don't want to be in the shallows when that happens.
Now,
Marquette says, Rob, my first earthquake was in Anchorage on a top bunk, got thrown to the floor. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy how powerful those things
Yeah.
are, man. And you know, they don't mess around. They don't discriminate at all. They will throw anything around.
yeah, that they will.
Maybe it's-
You know, it's like our house. Our house is built up on stilts, like a lot of places up here. And I don't know how deep they go, but when we have an earthquake here, our house rocks and rolls.
I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
Every time we've had an earthquake, the first one I experienced when I got here, I think it's 2013, 2014, something like that. I was out at a friend's cabin in Petersville and we had a 7+ and it rock and rolled. I don't know what it is with me being at the remote cabin out in Petersville and earthquakes, but I was in the hunting stand in Point McKenzie when the one in Point McKenzie, the tree started shaking. I was like, man, this wind's blowing. And then I was like, wow, no other, you know, I don't feel any wind. And then I checked the earthquake app and it was an earthquake that had hit. And I was like, oh, wow.
So Anna asked, do you guys have a school? One place I'm looking at has no school, which I don't mind since I'm goblin free.
goblin free. Oh, God bless you, Anna.
Yeah, we got school. My wife's a teacher, so that's where she
Oh,
works.
nice.
What grade does she teach, Devon?
Oh, was that 5th grade?
fourth and fifth.
4th and 5th.
Well, tell her my wife can sympathize. My wife was a 4th grade teacher, and she moved to preschool this year, so it was
Oh yeah,
you know, it was
easier,
pretty
bro.
brutal. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my. But
Yeah. She came from teaching high school for 25 years to move here, and this is the job they had for her, and it's tough. They're like little monsters, you know, 10-year-olds.
It's amazing. Hey Al, my back's doing good, man. I've got my brace on and doing every day's getting better, man. Every day's if you do, those of you who don't know, I had back surgery a week ago. So I had another fusion done on my back and stuff. So but I'm up and around, was out doing the chicken coop, cleaning it today, doing stuff around the house and probably stuff I shouldn't be doing. If my wife is on here and she hears me, I'll probably hear about it later. But it's feeling a lot better, you know. So I have to make myself sit still. My last fusion, I think 3 months after my back surgery, I was out building a remote cabin 3 months after that. So it's I need to try to make myself sit down and be good. So or I'm gonna end up beaten to death. So
Marquette asked, do you worry about cracks in foundations during earthquakes?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I got like a 8x8 that holds up the corner of my house. That thing's been cracked ever since the house was built. I think it must have shifted right away, you know, when we put the weight on the structure and whatever. It's fine. It's just a little crack. I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
You
No?
can or you'll go nuts if you worry about that, you know.
Yeah. You'll run around fixing things more than you're getting anything else done.
For sure.
Maple Ray asked, do you have a UFO or strange story you would like to share with us?
Well, truth be
I
known,
don't
Devin
know. When
is
I
an
was a
alien.
kid, yeah, when I was a teenager, I was around in the woods, you know. I go deer hunting, and then when it would get dark, I don't know what we were doing in the woods. Like young teenager, I seen these lights that would. This was in Virginia, and they would like come out, and they would just go like take off and do stuff that was impossible, you know, in the sky, not satellites or planes, something else. That's all I got.
That's all I got. What he didn't tell you is those flashing lights doing crazy things dropped him off, and then he was here ever since.
Scott from our American Adventure Alaska asked, "You got a turtle shell?" I don't know who that's for.
Turtle
Is it
shells,
for,
me.
Yakitat?
He'll
The
have to
school's got a
explain that
turtle
one.
shell here. They got a sea. They do. They got one. They found it on the beach or something here, a sea turtle shell, and they got a federal permit to have it for the museum at the school or whatever they do. I don't know. I seen it.
Wow.
Nice. What is your favorite food recipe?
That's a good one, actually, Maple. That's a good question right there.
Yep.
Me, I like the golden dip beer batter, and I just use water in it, and then golden dip beer batter with halibut and peanut oil. Fry it up hot, real hot. It's good.
I love beer battered halibut, man. Oh man, that's good. Whew.
Yep. I like yellow eye deep fried too.
Rob is so you know, Rob is a phenomenal cook. What was it you made? Butternut squash soup. And I have been a big, like, just anything squash. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And then he made it when I was there, and it was freaking phenomenal. He turned me back on to butternut squash. So
Well, next time you come up, I've got some butternut squash. So next time you come up, I'll have to make sure I save one of the butternuts for you. Because
that
when you
sounds like
actually
a
cut
plan.
it, when you cut it and eat it, it almost has a honeydew smell and taste to it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're quite unique. Marquette also asks, "Are there any deaf children in your community?"
Deaf. There's definitely some, you know, mentally challenged kids. I don't know what the right word. Developmentally, all around there is like autism and. But I don't think there's any deaf kids. No, not that I know of.
I saw my beautiful wife come into the chat. Hello, my love.
And there's Gary from Enigmatic Glitchin up there in Venetai. Good to see you, Gary. Hopefully you and
Good to
Shailene
see
are
you,
doing
Gary.
good.
Hope you guys are doing good, man. Sorry I wasn't able to be on last episode with you guys.
Anna says she would never work in a school this day and age. I'm from the South, and being mouthy wasn't an option.
Amen,
I
Anna.
get
I was born and raised in Louisiana, and you are right about that. That was a good way
Yep.
to get a SWAT, and that's for sure.
My ex-wife was a teacher in Queens, New York, and she put up with a lot of stuff from the kids because she couldn't do anything about it. Trying to find any questions.
I got one real
Anybody
quick while we're
questions
looking
about
for
that, Susan?
some. So what's the difference, Devin? Can you explain to people the difference? I know I watch your channel so I can see it. What's the difference in like summer activity because I've seen your channel during the summer when you're fishing for salmon, and it's like every hook, man, you're gaffing something, bringing it on. It's nonstop versus now when you go out for a day, you're excited when you get 1, 2, or 3, maybe salmon in a day, right now for the Winter Kings. Can you explain to people the difference between what it's like in the summer versus what it's like in the winter fishing?
Yeah, it's just a higher volume in the summer. Sometimes we get a good number of king salmon in the winter, but it's sporadic and few and far between the big bites. We haven't had one yet this year since I started streaming. But yeah, there's just more volume. You like different kinds of fish. In the winter time, it's only king salmon, and there's just a few of them scattered out, and they're feeding, and they're just random migrating fish. In the spring, the salmon start to hone in on their native body of water they're going to spawn in, and it allows us to kind of like you get more in the spring, and then in the summer there's a coho salmon and chum salmon, and they just swim in bigger schools, and there's more of them. In the
Okay.
wintertime, they're not around. They like go way offshore and do something different. But
Out
in
in
the
the
summer,
ocean.
they're where we can catch them. So
Okay.
mhm.
A lot of people
They
don't realize that fish will go to the same creeks they were born in. It's something in the water. They can smell the mineral deposits in that water, and that's where they zero in on it.
Our winter fishery is limited to inside water. So they draw a line in front of all the bays, and there's some exceptions where they bump it out a little bit so that we can make a living. But basically, it's just the inside waters because they don't want us to catch too many fish. There's a small quota anyway, but yeah. So I can kind of, the boats that go can get some fish, but we're not out there in the main path of the most of the fish backs to them because it wouldn't last anyway. Everything
Right.
just glitched on me.
I can still hear you.
So
Okay.
there's a huge difference between winter and summer. And people didn't used to very many fish the winter, but now everything's so expensive, and it seems like more and more people are fishing in the winter.
Okay, Shive. I saw that super chat. Thank you, brother. Outside with Shive. I appreciate it, man. You guys are awesome, man. Thanks for coming in and showing love. Spent some time out in the woods cutting firewood almost to warm up here. Yeah, no doubt.
Right. What's the temperature up there, Gary? It says Catholic school, nuns are brutal.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that.
So, Devin, what's your daily life like down there?
Take us through a day in Devon's life.
Me, I got it. Yeah, I just get up, and right now my truck's broken down, so I'm sharing my wife's Jeep, and I go. Either she drops me off, or I drop her off at school, and I don't know, get up in the morning and drink a bunch of coffee and take a shower, and then go drop her off or get dropped off at the harbor around 8 o'clock, and then fish until around, depending on if I got to get her, around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock now. So that's it. Troll around. It's pretty slow right now. Waiting for some fish to come. I'm spinning my wheels, like I'm not losing money at this rate, but normally something will happen once a month. So anytime now. That goes on. It's like that all winter, and then in the spring we only fish 2 days a week, so I got the rest of the week off. And in the summer, I think this coming summer I'm gonna do more gill netting and stay in Yakitat. I normally have been leaving town and going to further southeast on this big mission, but I probably won't do it this year. It's active. It's good. I like it. Fishing. I fish every day. It's my job.
Marquette, thank you. Thank you again for those other memberships. Man, you're just on fire. You're on fire, lady. Thank you again.
Yep. Down East Waves ask, are you limited to the number of kings you're allowed to catch?
No, it's a limit for the fleet. We have a quota. So whoever the best fisherman is makes the most money. That's how it works. It's competitive.
Gotcha.
There's a limit. It's 45,000 fish for the winter. That's the limit.
How many?
Did you say 45,000?
Yeah, there's 160 boats active
Okay.
over a span of about 550 miles. Well, it's more than 550 miles of coastline. It's like from Yakitat all the way down to Canada, and then you have all the inside passages and stuff. That's all open for winter.
Okay.
It sounds like mullet fishing back in Florida.
Big boats.
You'll have 50 guys going after one school of mullet, and it was insane.
Right. Marquette has a question. She says, Devin, what stores do you have there? Shops, grocery?
Yeah, there's a hardware store. It used to be True Value, but they got away from the what do you call that? The franchise. Now they're just a regular hardware store. And there's a big fuel company that sells bulk fuel and delivers heating fuel. And there's a grocery store that also has a very small amount of clothing. And there's another store. It's more like a convenience store, kind of like a 7-Eleven. And then we have a clinic that's run by the tribe. It's all built with grant money. It's like I don't know, $100 million facility or something. It's ridiculous. There's 500 people. We got $100 million clinic, but we got it. That's all there is, pretty much.
Is it an AC store that you guys have there?
Yeah, that's the convenience store I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's kind of like on the verge of going out of business. It seems like they stopped
Oh.
caring. They stopped, like, they had an upstairs with more stuff, and they like just closed the upstairs. Now it's just the downstairs.
I've seen a lot of the villages where the ACs aren't really supplying like they were and stuff. So I don't know if it's something with the company or what's going on.
Get him. Get the dog. Look at what he's got.
Hey.
Dog is misbehaving.
So
Yeah, Wilson
Greenland
over here.
Quilter Katie asked, "What is king salmon?" We have northern salmon here. She's in, I believe, in Nova Scotia. Katie.
Don't give me that confused look.
Yeah, king salmon is one of the 5 Pacific salmon species. It's the largest salmon. It's the most desirable of the five different Pacific salmon species. It's also known as the Chinook salmon. I don't know. The biggest one ever was like 120 pounds.
That's insane.
The ones I catch are about 10 pounds. So a really big one would be 20 pounds. They farm.
Wow.
They're also the most desirable farmed salmon. The highest price salmon you can get now, right? It's called like an Oro king salmon. It's like a Wagyu beef of salmon. They grow it in Chile or something. It's, who knows, $100 a pound or something. That's a king salmon too. They're the best
Oh,
salmon.
wow. Wow.
I've only had king salmon once.
Quick note, when we were dip netting at the Copper River, we got there on a Friday. We dip netted a little bit and then dip netted Saturday, and I ended up netting a massive king. It was probably 20, between 20 and 30 pounds. It was a massive king salmon that I got in my net. I had to release it right away because the king salmon closed the day before. Had I caught that on Friday, I wouldn't have been able to keep it, man. It broke my heart to have to flip that net and let that fish go. But I did the right thing, because if you get caught up here, man, you could probably do some crime and get a less sentence if you get caught with an illegal fish or a illegal animal up here. So you have to do the right thing. It's not worth the price.
I'm sorry, Katie. I should
Yeah,
have
they don't
known that
mess
just
around.
by your name. I had a brain fart.
They don't mess around with regulations. There are hardly any cops, so they make the rules really, really strict. So if the cop does catch you, they put the hammer down. That way, everybody has the fear on them.
Well, and
There's
there's
not
a
very many
code.
cops.
There's a code as well, not to cut you off, Rob. There's a code, and I've watched Devon before, where it's frustrating for him because you'll have these other boats that come from all around to fish, and they have these perimeters that they set up where it's legal to fish and not legal to fish, and you'll have these guys constantly going over these borders and fishing in areas that are technically illegal. And it's kind of a catch-22. You don't want to call the wildlife troopers in there, because now they're going to come in there and lay down the law on everyone, and nobody wants to be that guy that calls the troopers in. You know what I mean? But it's frustrating because you have to see this happen, but at the same time, it's like, you don't want to step in, because then they start cracking the whip on everybody, and they're there and harassing it. So it's kind of a catch-22. Maybe you can go on that for a quick second, Devin, or
Yeah, those guys didn't do too bad. I think there's like they talk amongst each other, and they know there's a camera on my boat. So I think that they were careful this year. In years past has been infuriating, where they just ignore the rules, go over the line. There's one old guy in town that was going over the line. I mean, what if it's one guy in a little boat? It's not that big a deal. When you got these big, factory operations, with running high production boats across the board, it's like, dude, they whooped up on our fish this year. It's not even from doing illegal stuff. They just all came up here and caught all the fish. All the guys in the river, they had a terrible year. It was like the worst year ever. The trollers did good, but they didn't do good. They didn't catch hardly anything. That's what I heard. I don't know the actual statistics, but that's what they said.
Gary's got a great question.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I hope it wasn't from.
Gary says, last time we could legally fish here, the normal weight for kings was between 10 and 20 pounds, the largest topping 30 plus. And where's Gary at again, Rob? He's up north, right?
They're in the village of Venetai,
Venetai.
way
Okay,
north of here. They're just south of the Brooks Range.
gotcha. Those are the communities that have really seen a drop in, with their ability to fish and do subsistence fishing and stuff like that. Those up north, the villages have really seen they've really been hit hard by being able to subsistence fish and things like that. So
Yeah, I don't know how some of these small communities up there survive not being able to catch the fish that they would depend on. I mean,
right.
it's a lot of them use a lot of, even, just the pinks, the chum, stuff like that, whatever, to feed their dogs that they use for mushing,
Oh,
for
absolutely. I
getting
mean,
around,
it used to
and
be
half the time they can't even get that.
a chum salmon diet. That's all. That's what they relied on all year for the dogs.
Yep.
The regulators are all saying it's climate change. That's what they point at. They say it's not trawling, it's climate change, and everybody suck it up. We have this year our summer king salmon was cut 40%. They cut our quota 40%, and they cut the
Wow.
halibut 33%. And it was 33% cut in halibut and 40% in king salmon. So yeah, it's everybody except for the trawlers is taking a huge cut, and I guess they're doing stuff to them too. And obviously the axe is looming on those guys. There's a lot of talk about it, but at the same time, they're, like my industry and the halibut industry, our whole economic footprint is nothing compared to what the trawlers are dumping in. They're paying huge amounts of taxes and they have massive profits. So
Right.
they just got to be careful not to wipe out the whole ecosystem. But the regulators are all really holding back. They're all saying, well, it's just the ocean conditions, it's not the ocean conditions are what's causing this and that, and the fish are moving or what. They got all kinds of stuff they say.
Yeah,
Right.
they've always got an excuse.
I saw that comment, sweetheart. I know. She says she's gonna remember that squash thing. So she's gonna make me.
Jackie, I'll send you some recipes.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I heard you said about squash. Now we're gonna have squash. So I love you, sweetheart. Gary from Ignatiquitchin says the government says we have tribal sovereignty, but still stop us from fishing. Yeah, it's and Devin brought up a big part of that. And correct me if I'm wrong, Devin. What I've heard, a lot of the trawlers, they're supposed to have people on board to notate bycatch and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But I heard that if they have somebody on board, a lot of the numbers are fudged. There's a lot of shisty stuff that's going on with the large trawlers, and then you have the ghost trawlers that stay basically just off of our shores. The Russian and Chinese ghost trawlers that are out there doing stuff that we can't really touch. There's a lot that's going on out there.
Yeah, I think that the monitoring is pretty good. I don't know about if there's some corruption involved there, but I kind of doubt it. Like it may be more of a conspiracy thing. I don't know. I'm not out there, but I have met I've known guys that were worked as an observer on the boats, and I mean it's real. I've wanted to do some scallop dredging myself because they were talking about shutting down king salmon. It looked like we were going to lose the lawsuit and we weren't going to be able to fish. And so one of the options for me would be to gear into scallop dredging, which is trawling for scallops. And it's a smaller thing. It doesn't have a big fish net, but it drags the bottom. And I looked into doing it. And to do it, you have to have electronic monitoring on the boat, and you have to pay a huge fee. It's like $50 a day for the service to ping back and forth with the government so they know exactly where you are at all times. And you have everybody just went out on me.
You're back.
So
You're good.
there's a lot of
You're
monitoring
here.
involved with that.
Right.
As far as I know, they monitor every single fish. They see every single thing that happens, but it's legal for them to catch a lot of fish. That's what they do, you know.
Right. Maple with another great question for all of you. 5 or 10 years from now, what do you wish for Alaska? Devin, we'll let you go first.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good one for that. I'm fine with everything. Just keep doing what I'm doing. If I could still fish, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Rob?
I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I like Alaska how it is right now. You know, it's quiet, it's peaceful. I mean, you have the towns, you go into the cities, but I'm not one to really say because I have not had a chance to really explore Alaska that much yet. I've been here. This is our 5th winter, and we've gone to North Pole once, and we've been down to the Kenai dip netting once, and that's as far as we've gone. So I'm not one to say on that because I don't have enough experience here.
I think for me, just to wrap it up quickly, I wish Alaska would figure out who they are. I'm tired of the politicians in Juneau and everything trying to be a mini Seattle or a mini Portland, Oregon. I wish we would decide, figure out who we are, that we are our own sovereign state, and do what's best for the citizens of Alaska, and quit trying to be a mini Seattle or a mini Portland, Oregon. That's what I hope.
Yep. I believe we do have cod up here, don't we?
Yes.
Or yeah, it's ling cod, isn't it?
We've actually gotten Pacific cod. I've gone out of Whittier and
There's
caught Pacific cod as well.
And Sean Alaska says ocean conditions.
Yeah, Pacific.
Record numbers of reds.
What'd you say, Devon?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's different kinds of cod. There's the true cod, the Pacific cod. That's a big fishery. It's big for the trawlers. That's what they trawl. They got big long line fisheries for them. They got big jig fisheries for them. The Pacific cod with the little barbel. And it crashed not too long ago, and they were like shut down. The Fed shut it down, and they're opening it back up a little bit. And then you have the ling cod, which is in the green ling family. It's got the big fangs and teeth. A lot of sports fishermen like to catch them, and there's limited commercial fishing. There's a buy directed trolling. Like that's my job. I'm a troller, and sometimes I fish them, but the price has been off, and they're real pain in the butt to catch. They got big teeth and fangs, and it's real brutal work. So, but yeah, we do.
Yeah, that ling cod's good. I love ling cod.
Gary says there are a bunch of factors with the salmon crash. Even if the trawlers don't catch a single king, the amount of squid alone that is tossed after being scooped up is most likely detrimental to not only to kings.
And that goes back to that whole controversy that Devin was talking about with the trawlers and everything, and just the bycatch. And you know, it's a big controversy, both sides. You know, it really is. And I've been researching a lot with the Chinese and the Russian trawlers that are off beyond the Coast Guard and beyond the
International waters.
Yes, in international waters, they stay right on the outsides. And some of the videos of the bycatch, and just, I mean, millions of pounds of bycatch. They call them ghost boats, and basically they're out there just scooping up what they can and stuff, you know. And you know, there's people on both sides of the issue, you know, and understandably, like Devin makes his living, you know, fishing and stuff. But I think there's a much different, in my opinion, there's a big difference between what Devin does as a fisherman out there every day and what some of these massive trawlers are doing. You know, so.
I know it's tough, Wilson. I know it's
Poor
tough
Wilson.
Barbara, actually, Rodney and I have met a couple times in person. He's actually been up to our property. I've been to his house. We have not met Devin. Devin is quite a ways from us. We would have to fly down and boat in.
I almost met Devin. It's funny because we were talking. The company I work for actually services the diesel fueling dispensers at the marina that Devin fuels up at. And we were talking one time on his live, and he was talking about how the dispenser or the fuel pump wasn't working correctly. I was like, yeah, I know, my company has a ticket to come out and fix that. We haven't been able to go. So next time I'm out there in Yakitat working on stuff for the company that I won't mention, I'm definitely going to meet up with Devon and actually shake his hand and say hello. So, and we did get that fixed, by the way.
Cool.
So Devon's happy.
Oh, good. Yeah. Have I filled up there? I might have gotten fuel since it was fixed. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get fuel soon though. Maybe tomorrow.
I get a mosquito in here.
Gary says, we were warned by commercial fishermen in the Gulf of Alaska that the commercial fishing in the Bering Sea had been overfishing for decades. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of, there's a lot of things that led to it. The unfortunate end result is that, like Gary and a lot of the villages up north, they're not allowed to do what their ancestors and indigenous Alaskans have done for forever, and that's be able to subside and subsistence fish and get the fish that they need to feed themselves, their dogs, their everything through the season. We just need to figure out what we can do to bring the salmon back. And then Sean brought up before, yeah, there are record numbers of reds, and there's that's good to see that there's stuff coming back and stuff, but man, I think we have a long way to go. So
Yeah.
They do
And
say it's
Sean just
ocean conditions. Those sock eat something different, and they're different from the other salmon. One thing that you're not talking about that's a consideration is they have so many hatchery pink and chum salmon being released that it's a potential that the ocean has reached its capacity of like pink salmon. And I catch pink salmon, and I've made a lot of money on chum salmon before, but it's like I would just as soon like I just catch cohos and kings, hatch some more kings and chill out on the billion hatchery chums and pinks. We're talking like a billion fish. It's not a small number every
well, the
year.
pinks, I mean, the pinks are
So
where,
they are trying
when
to
you go to the
curtail.
store, when you go to the store and you buy salmon in a can, basically you're buying pink salmon. So it's all based around commercial needs, and that's what they're trying to pump out, unfortunately.
The gill netters get the gill netters and the seiners get those fish. Seiners are more big business than I am.
Right. Autocorrect changed COD to Call of Duty. Yeah, I could see that for sure. I could see that for sure.
No, it's tough.
I'm just looking for any last minute questions before we get out of here.
No, it's
Yeah.
tough.
I know Devon's got to get back to processing his deer, so.
Yep. Ed says
I
we trawled,
was thinking
we trawled
on
nets
the
and
table here, and then I'm like, man,
He's
Okay.
waiting for some of those good scraps, man.
oh yeah,
and some of that backstrap.
he knows something. No, not for the dog.
Ed says we trawled nets in Antarctica, research icebreaker. That would be pretty. I'd love to talk to you, Ed, about that sometime. That to me would be really cool and interesting to hear about, really.
Right.
I've always been fascinated with that. That to me is like badass. Sorry about the language, but that's just cool to me. So
I was looking to see if there's any more questions.
Last
Maple Ray
chance.
says,
Has the price of fuel gone down in recent months up here? Not in my area. It's been about the same.
It's gone down in the last couple years a lot, but not recently.
yeah. I think we can, Devin, I know you've got a roll, man. You've got a deer to process and stuff. And,
Yeah.
we can go ahead and Rob and I can close it out, man. I appreciate you. You guys, his YouTube channel is at Glacier Shark.
Thanks.
He live streams about every day, out on the
Yep.
boat doing what
Sometimes
he
a
does.
couple times a day.
Yep. Sometimes numerous times a day, depending on how Starlink is acting. So, Devin, we appreciate your time, man. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, processing and everything. I know how
Sure.
important that is, and we appreciate you being with us.
No problem. Yep. Anytime. Thanks for coming by the channel.
All right, take care,
Awesome,
Devin.
You have a great night, friend.
See you guys. Bye.
Just a really, I mean, I've known Devin for a little bit now through the live streams and stuff. Just a really nice, humble guy with a great family. Just seems like a real down to earth guy. You know what I mean? Just out there trying to do his thing, trying to make a living. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Yeah, and we appreciate all y'all being in here tonight. Thanks to all the moderators and for sharing links and making sure everybody stayed in line. I don't think we had any problems tonight.
oh, they were gonna crack the whip. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are glitches with the internet at times. As you probably saw a little bit of that tonight between Devin's Starlink and my Starlink. I'm not sure what Rodney uses, but he's probably using GCI or something like that.
Starlink.
You are on Starlink? Okay.
Yeah.
So, these kind of things happen. We just try to roll with it the best we can and just keep going with it.
Absolutely.
We will announce who our next guest will be here sometime in the next week or so. We'll try to give you guys a little bit more notice next time.
Yes.
I have a few people lined up, and hopefully we'll get them coming up here real soon. So with that, we'd like to say thank you for being in here with us tonight, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you guys so much. As always, I tell each and every one of you guys before I leave, I love each and every one of you guys. You could spend your time doing 100 other things, and the fact that you take your time to spend with us and tune into this podcast and give us some of your precious time it means the world to us. It really does. We love each and every one of you guys, and I appreciate your time and everything you give us so much.
Exactly. Can't say it any better than he just said it. Thank you all, and we'll see you on the next one in 2 weeks. Have
Adios.
a great night. Bye.
Talk to you soon, Rob.